who remembers what happened last time?
We fought a bunch of blind dudes,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then
just
we
one,
went
really,
down some stairs.
Yep.
After we murdered one of the
fought
blind dudes.
a centaur. No, a minotaur.
Yes.
Yeah, we fought a minotaur.
Mm-hmm.
We got an immovable rod. Then we fought a mimic, and we have a strange. Oh no, wait, that is the immovable rod. Okay.
Yeah.
There was a water room puzzle. Chuck and Dan solved it.
Mhm.
The next room lies beyond.
I must have been wildly fucking tired because I don't remember any of that.
Yeah. You were.
I too was tired, and you and Dan were taking care of it, and I was just like, good.
It was right towards the end that you guys got inside the dungeon bit.
Yeah.
Most of the night was fighting the or messing with the villagers that were worshiping the sun. So right at the end, you guys were.
We rigged a
kinda
fight
going
against a blind man and beat the shit out of him.
We filled a soul gem with him.
Yep.
Fair and square.
Which you expended to get inside where you're at now.
Yeah.
So where we were at was that you killed the Minotaur, you went past it, you found a mimic. Inside of the mimic was a immovable rod. You used the immovable rod to pin a lever down because you pulled the lever, and then by the time you fought the mimic and made it back out, the lever was all the way back, and then when you pulled it again, it started ticking. So it's currently pinned. Made it through the water room. You got the door to open on the other side. And where are we at now?
I think
We're about to head through that room.
I think we stopped at that door
Okay.
because we were all, I think, fairly tired that night.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go through the door.
Okay. So you walk through that door, and you are in a room. To your right, there is another lever. In front of you, there is a like an archway with a metal grate door, and that's all you really see.
Door in a room with a lever and a door with a gate over it.
Yeah, it's like a metal door with a grate that you can look through, and you see another room that looks similar to the one you're in.
I'm gonna stay back where I am and send Conrad over there to pull the lever.
Okay.
Presuming I still have Conrad. I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Yep. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember him dying, so we'll
I
say
don't
he didn't.
either. Okay.
Yeah, so you send Conrad over, and he grabs hold of the lever and struggles with it for a bit. It's able to pull it, and once it gets all the way pulled, the door starts lifting, the metal grate door in the middle of the room.
Is he able to release the lever?
When he releases it, it starts slowly ticking back. The door stays open, though.
I don't like just leaving that alone.
Well,
I say we wait until the lever is done, and then
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, you wait. Ticks back. And then door drops. Once it closes all the way.
Well, we could leave Conrad in this room.
Yeah. We may have to.
Yeah, we'll do that. Conrad pulls the lever again. I'm just going to leave Conrad in this room. So
Okay.
when we need to retreat, we can just have him pull the lever again. And then if we don't end up needing to come back in here,
He can follow.
we can come back and I don't know. We'll figure it out. Conrad will stay here to pull the lever.
Okay. That works. So metal grate door opens up, and you see another room with another metal grate door. But on the other side of it's like a hallway and another lever next to it.
Okay. We don't have nearly enough immovable rods for this dungeon.
The other thing you see is a suit of armor laying kind of sprawled out on the ground.
Does that suit of
Is there
armor appear
anyone
to be
in it?
Occupied? Yeah.
You don't see anyone wearing it. It's just kind of like the pieces of it scattered about a little bit.
Is it in usable shape?
Looks to be a little bit rusted, covered in dust.
Can
Kinda
we
dirty.
differentiate which part of that suit is the helmet?
Yes.
I'm going to point at the helmet and say, Volo will boot the helmet.
Volo boots the helmet. I agreed with this statement.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to sprint in and boot the shit out of that helmet.
All right, you do so. Just trying to kick it somewhere else in the room.
Just kick it far away from the rest of it.
All right. You go in and boot it. Pings around and kind of spins off and sitting in the opposite corner of the room from the armor.
Well, it's
Neat.
good at the moment until we do our next thing, and then we'll see.
Okay.
I'll turn back and hold up my arms victoriously. Volo has vanquished the armor.
Solid.
Good job. Good job.
I'll just give Volo a
Yeah.
couple of thumbs up.
So there's a lever in here and another door with a grate.
Yep. Similar, it looks almost identical to the other room, except on the other side you see a hallway through the metal grate door.
All right. I'll go pull the lever.
Okay. You go and pull the lever, and it's similar to the other room, where you pull it, it starts slowly ticking back. But once it's all the way pulled, the door comes up, and if it ticks all the way, it closes again.
How heavy would it be to go and lift this door up?
Give me a strength check.
Oh boy.
You got this.
I gotta find it on my sheet here. 13.
That is not enough. You struggle on it. It budges a little bit, but it doesn't come up.
Okay, so it's not necessarily impossible to open if we have to open it on our own.
Yeah, you get the idea. You could probably force it because it seems to want to move, but you're not able to do it.
Okay.
So,
do we take our chances on leaving this one behind?
what are we trying to move again?
The door.
The door.
Now that I see it's not trapped or anything, I'll help you try and move the door.
Well, I mean, we can use the lever. I just mean, like, instead of leaving someone behind to use the lever again.
Oh, never
Um,
mind. Yeah, I'm cool with leaving Conrad behind.
Well, this is the second one of these.
Yeah,
there's
so
no
Conrad's
Conrad
in the
left
first
behind.
room, which is locked off from this one.
So either
There
we
does
have
seem
not
to be
leave-
enough time that you could probably leave Conrad in the first room. And then when you guys are coming back, you could call out for Conrad to open the first door, open the second door, go back to the first room.
Okay.
Okay, if there's that much time, sure, I'll risk it. And
Yeah,
if
it
not,
takes-
we'll.
It takes
I'll
probably
just,
about 30, 45 seconds for it
We'll
to...
Yeah.
brute force it.
Well, either that or the other option is that I kill one of you, dismember your corpse, pass
Feed us through the grate.
the body parts, and then cast another, resurrection spell to
I
make
would just-
Conrad number 11.
I would like to be the first to say not it.
Not it.
Nose goes. But
Volo's picking his nose like,
sometime after the lever has clicked all the way back and you're struggling with the door, you hear kind of metallic sound on metal from behind you.
Perhaps a suit of armor.
Sounds sort of what a suit of armor would sound like if it were scraping along a stone floor.
Mhm.
And,
Well, let's
now
just look at that suit of armor real hard.
Now it
Okay.
doesn't have a face, though.
Mhm.
Properly.
you see that suit kind of start pulling itself together and rolling, and all of the parts except for the head, and it stands up and starts patting where its head should be and holds out its hands and kind of like walking around the room looking for
we will
something.
make an effort to not let it connect with its head, if you ask me.
Are we
I'll
still in?
just go over and pick up the helmet and put it on.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Ew, it smells funny.
You gotta help it?
He's not helping it. He's just
No,
putting the helmet
I'm
on.
putting the helmet on me.
Oh, on yourself. Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Yes.
All right. So you put the helmet
Gotta be
on
clear.
you, and it's like a heavy iron helm with two very tiny slits in it that you can just barely see out of.
I'll have to
Good
work
for
on
protecting
that
your peepers.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Pull the lever
Just-
again.
Just
Okay.
leave it behind. You know what we could do? We could forcibly lift the stone door and just wait for it to get under it and then, drop it.
We
That's a
could.
lot of work.
That's a lot of work. Let's just keep moving.
It's a can crusher.
So
Yeah.
it's stumbling around the room looking for something. Doesn't seem to be moving very fast. It's just kind of definitely seems to be searching.
Maybe we could wedge him under the door to keep it open.
Probably also gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah, maybe. All right, shall we move forward?
Yeah.
I'm fine with just let's move on and
Yeah.
let him
Yeah.
have.
I want to see if
his-
there's anything good in this whatever this is, this cave, this thing.
let
trap.
him have his wonderful time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you move forward to the next room. It's well, there's a hallway after this with a wooden door at the end of it. I guess is the first thing you run into. Door doesn't appear to be locked. You're able to make it through. And you are in a room that has 4 alcoves, each with a stone statue. They all look to be various types of people. And in the center, you see what looks to be like a pile of things. You see metal glinting from it, but there's this weird, like, black oozing mass that's writhing its way through the pile of stuff.
That's not good. Do these statues we see, do they seem to be like set up and posed, or is it like that owl
They-
situation
What do you mean?
where we were fighting the thing
Is
turning
it-
people to stone?
Did they
Oh,
die
okay.
in
They,
terror?
yeah, these don't seem to be people that are all like, they
Okay.
definitely seem to be like they were sculpted more, so they're posing.
Okay.
You see, each one is kind of in a different pose, and they all look to be totally different type of people.
Do they are they built to scale as far as people go?
Pretty close to scale, yeah.
Okay, so all right, in that case I'm going to pull off my helmet, approach one of the statues, then put the helmet on backwards.
Okay.
like-
I'll just
I
say
like
you
this
go
so
up to
far.
the closest one on the left, and it looks
Yeah.
to be like a noble figure, wearing kind of like a nice coat, and he's holding out his hand, like kind of valiantly with his hand at his side, but there's nothing in his hand, and he's just kind of perched there. He has a short cape on his back, and you're able to easily slot the helmet over and spin it around.
Sounds like a douche.
You
Perhaps.
do so.
Where's
Doesn't
the
Well, in
react
case
at
the
all.
stone douche wakes up.
It's a little hard to
won't be able
reach
to
because
see.
it's up on a pedestal a little bit, but you're able to do so.
You alrighty?
All right. Who wants to go mess with a big slithery mass of probably hatred?
I'll just cast Sacred Flame on it.
Or Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's loud.
God dang, yeah, that's a good one.
They need to make a DC
God
15
dang.
dexterity save.
DC 15. Okay. They fail. How much
Take
damage?
9 radiant damage.
Radiant.
Is it still a Slytherin?
So with that, it's just kind of this like weird black ooze. When you hit it with that, you hear this weird shriek, and it starts separating. And it appears to be 2 black snakes that are made out of this like weird oily substance. And they have these glowing blue eyes. And it appears that you hit one of them with that. But they
Okay.
snap their heads up and are poised to look at each of you Now it's time to roll initiative.
Now they
Oh,
don't
baby.
like us.
Ooh.
There we go.
Ooh.
Oh,
We have tokens?
no. It's just
Okay.
what
It wants you to have tokens.
Oh, I rolled so poorly.
Well, at least it was on initiative and not something that you could critically
Very
fail.
poorly, yeah. At least I wasted it on this instead of
Right.
shooting myself in the junk later.
Yeah, so it looks like Jake, then Dan, then Eddie, as far as the players go.
He tried to cast Firebolt, somehow hit himself in the crotch.
Chuck,
Curses.
I think, is ahead of me.
Jake's up first.
Jake, Chuck,
Jake,
me, and
Chuck,
then Eddie.
Dan, Eddie.
Yep. Okay. They get.
I was really excited because I thought that 21 was mine at first. Then it wasn't.
Oh. Well, if it had been yours, that just would have been a 21 you wouldn't have gotten elsewhere.
Well, I
So-
mean, it would have been a 21. I got it all.
True.
Okay, so Jake, you're up first. You see these two snakes.
Hmm.
Look, Papa, it's a
I-
snake.
Well, I'm gonna charge up to the snake that just got fried a little bit.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I'll just take a swing at it. See how that grabs it.
All right.
You should have a
Roll me an attack.
tagline when you swing.
What was that to hit? 10?
Yeah.
Does not hit. You
Okay.
swing, don't make contact.
Well, the tagline for that attack was shit. Let's try again.
All right.
15.
That hits.
All right.
Terrific.
Yes. 11
Alright.
slashing damage.
Ooh.
Okay. You sink into it. It's bleeding a little bit, but doesn't look too hurt.
Mm. Well,
Not enough spice yet.
yeah, I think I'll just I'll leave it at that.
Okay. After that, it is Chuck.
I cast Toll the Dead. Now, seeing as my cleric domain is a little special, my Toll the Dead hits 2 targets.
Okay.
So each of the snakes need to make a DC 15 Wisdom save.
Okay.
If they are at max hit points, they take 11 damage. And if they are have lost any hit points, they take 19 damage.
Okay.
And that's a 15 Wisdom.
My page I'm rolling dice on just reloaded. One
So
second.
just do the derp.
It did do the derp.
Derpy derp.
I was just about to catch that check.
I don't know why Twitch has become so aggressive about auto modding things.
About what?
Any words that suggest violence are all getting auto modded.
Yeah.
Any at all.
What were those saves
so
again?
Uh, DC 15. It's
DC
a wisdom
15?
save.
Wisdom. Okay.
Did they fail, pass?
They both fail. So they both take
Okay.
19. Or, well,
No.
you said if they're damaged, they take 19.
If
And only
they're
one of
full
them's
hit-
taking damage.
Yep. So that one takes 19. The other one takes 11. And it's
Okay.
necrotic damage. And they are
Necrotic.
not allowed to be resistant to necrotic damage.
Right, because you have your thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You do so.
Yeah. And I just hang back. I am woefully low on spell slots.
Okay.
Super fucking low on spell slots. So
Yeah, you guys did a lot of casting before you got in here, even.
yeah. So I'm hanging back. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do some support casting from the back row.
Okay. That works.
What are you afraid of?
Dying.
Okay.
Curses.
it's now the
My
first
only
snake's
weakness
turn.
as a necromancer is death.
And I
How
think,
ironic.
I think the only person that's moved up so far is Jake.
Oh yeah, I'm
So
in there.
Snake 1 is going to
no.
run up and attempt to coil around your legs.
Oh no.
Ew.
Jake, aka Volo, aka the Beef, aka
Where's the
the
beef?
business.
A resist athletics.
Resist athletics. Oh hell yeah. 18, baby.
You succeed, so it is not able to coil around you.
Volo's
amazing.
got legs like a tree trunk.
But still is going to attempt to bite you twice. And
Gonna give you the nibbles.
the first one misses, but the second hits,
Curses.
dealing you a whopping 12 damage.
Ooh, that is pretty whopping.
That is a little on the spicy side.
Yeah.
Its teeth sinking around between your armor. So imagine is your character armored or
Yes.
okay?
He is wearing, I believe, chainmail? Yes, chainmail.
Okay, great. And that's the first snake's turn. Second snake is now going. This is the one that's more damaged, and it's going to do the same thing. It's going to try and go up and coil you. So give me that athletics check again.
Oh yeah.
And it rolled way lower, so does not.
Nice.
And it's going to rear back and try to spit this weird poisonous substance at you. What's your AC
He's
again?
trying to spit the code.
16.
16. It is a hit.
Oh.
So give me a Constitution save.
Oh, good. I'm good at those. Pretty damn
Yeah.
good at those.
You blow through it, so you're gonna take half damage on this poison. So it halved is 2, and you don't seem to have any negative effect of it. It just kind of pings you a little bit.
Right on.
So from there, it is Dan's turn.
Yep. And you said there is one that is a little more hurt than another?
Yes, that's the second one, the one that just did the spit thing.
Okay. Well, I will. I think I'm gonna go try and give him some slice and dice here.
Okay.
And if I hit, I'll have a couple more things to do, but I'll wait until I hit or not.
Sure.
Ooh.
That definitely hits.
Okay, because I'm gonna stack green flame blade on it,
Okay.
and then I'm also going to stack psychic blades on it too.
Okay. Are you able to do that after you know you're hitting?
One's a cantrip, and the other one's when you hit.
Oh, okay.
I just can't roll the cantrip at the same time as my attack.
Oh, okay.
Psychic blades is when you hit a creature with a weapon of attack, you can expend a bardic inspiration to deal an extra 3d6.
Okay.
And I just don't have a way to roll
Sure.
green flame blade with my attack, so it's just.
Oh,
dice.
I thought Green Flame Blade was like you declare I'm using Green Flame Blade, and then
Oh,
Yeah.
and then
is
it's
it-
like
It's its own
a
attack,
cantrip.
yeah.
It's a cantrip, and then you,
Oh.
as you cast it, you make your melee attack. So you
Yeah.
say I'm using Green Flame Blade, then you roll to hit.
Okay, I misunderstood.
So,
Then
that's
never
fine.
mind. I'll just do.
No,
my
that's fine.
3d6
We can
instead.
say you used it though.
It's
I think
the
that's
same
the first time you've
damage,
done it.
Just +3. Well, just add 3 to it then,
Okay,
and we'll call it green flame blade.
that works. And then what was the
I spend a bardic
6.
inspiration.
Okay. And 8 damage with that.
Disappointment damage.
So is
lots of ones.
that 19 total?
Yes.
Okay.
Now I will try and figure out how to make a new attack on
With
here.
that, it is bloodied.
Oh, that's not as much as I hoped for out of that.
Mhm.
That is my turn.
Okay. Eddie, your turn.
Okay, let's see here. One of them is bloodied. The other one hasn't really been touched much, has it?
Yeah, it's only been hit once, I believe, by Chuck's spell.
All right. So first and foremost, I am going to cast Guiding Bolt at the one that is hurt less, the one that is not bloodied.
Okay.
That's going to be. Oop, wrong window. All right, to hit. 18 hit.
It does.
Super sweet. All right, it's going to be for 16 damage.
Oh, hell
Wow.
yeah.
All right.
That is flash of light. Blah, 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 blah. Right. That is radiant damage.
Okay.
And then for my bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and cast Spiritual Weapon since it's a. Well, no, I can't do that because that's another spell. Never mind. So what I think I'm going to do. I will go ahead and cast Guidance on myself. Just in preparation.
All right.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. With that, it loops back around to Jake. There are two still
Alrighty.
snakes. Snakes still.
Let me
Both
see,
are
what
kind of wrapped around your legs, but not
Yeah.
impeding your movement in any way.
They just really like you a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for an attack against the one who spat at me.
Okay.
I'm going to. Can I do? Let's see. Where's my maneuver? On waivers. You make a weapon attack roll. For or after making attack. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do a precision attack. Expend a D8 to add a D8 to that attack roll.
Okay.
6, so that'll be a 19 for the attack to deal 10 damage.
That works.
Is it still up?
It is.
Okay. Then I will try to attack it again.
Oh man.
Oh baby.
Piss in its mouth.
2 20s. Wow.
Jeez.
And actually I can roll. I can, thanks to great weapon fighting, I can re-roll that 1 from the second die
Okay.
there. So roll 1d.
So.
Is it 8? 6.
Yep. And then we're doing max damage plus the extra dice. So.
All right, so it's the exact same thing. All right, so max damage plus the extra dice. So that would be 12 plus 5 is 17 plus 5 is 22.
Okay.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
With that, you kill it. And you just
Yeah.
nick its head off.
Cool. Then I'm gonna, since it spat at me, I'm gonna spit on it. And
Fine. Able to do so as your movement, I'll say.
for Great Weapon Mastery, when I score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 hit points with 1, I can make 1 melee weapon attack as a bonus action, so I'm gonna swing at the other one.
Oh, sweet. Keep on chopping.
Holy
Sweet.
Oh my god.
My goodness.
So that's going to be
3 in a row.
17
Good
plus 10 is 27.
Okay.
And because that was a critical hit,
Calm down, Jake, but don't.
You've flown into some kind of angry cook rage.
Jeez.
I don't know if 12 will hit, so I'm going to spend that last superiority die to make that a precision attack. Roll a 1d8 to add.
You bloodied this one with that last attack, by the way.
Cool. So that'll be a 17 to hit with 15 for damage.
Okay. That hits.
Does it kill?
Does not kill it,
Alright.
but it's looking pretty
fucked
hurt.
up.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Chuck, your turn. There's one snake still standing. You are muted.
Oh, that's all right, because the fireworks are going. All right, I'm just gonna toll the dead again,
Okay.
even though there's only one. Come on, you. So DC 15 Wisdom save, 15 necrotic damage if they fail.
And they rolled a 2. So
Luis,
they all failed. You said how much if they fail?
15.
That kills it.
Nice.
All right.
Tony the
Those
warrior
two
says it's
snakes
great
split it
weapon
up.
fighting.
Are dead. So, now you guys are just still in the center of this room. There's 4 statues. One is wearing a helmet backwards now. And then there's kind of this pile of all these different things in the center of the room.
We're gonna go search that file.
Yeah, what
pile
sort of things are
shiny
in the
stuff.
pile?
All right.
I'm gonna roll an attack here just to see what to do.
So you find looks like a tiara thing that a princess would wear, a sword, a crown, a shield,
Roll.
set of like priest's chimes, kind of like the small set of bells that you like hold by the handle, shake when you're doing church stuff, and then a book.
Doing church stuff.
Yes.
This checks out.
How nice is the shield?
It looks pretty plain. It's got a crest that you don't recognize on it. But doesn't
I
seem
kind
to
of
be-
chuck it to the side.
Okay.
How nice is the tiara?
It appears
Let's get
to
serious
be
here.
decently nice. It's like it's got a metal frame. It's got a large inset like ruby in the center with a bunch of other small ones.
I'm gonna hold it for a minute and kind of thumb at the gem in the center, kind of seeing if it's loose, if I can pop it out or not.
You don't want to be a pretty princess?
I mean, if I can't pop the jewel out, I'm wearing it out.
So you start thumbing with it, and it seems like it gives a little bit with enough force. But you haven't popped it out, but you can feel like it moves a little bit.
Are there any other jewels in this tiara?
There's like little inset, like what appear to be gems or diamonds and things. It's a pretty
Yeah, I'm
ornate
gonna kind of
robe.
walk off and keep fingering at this thing, seeing if I can pry any of them loose.
Okay.
What else is there again?
Are you? If you're trying to pry one of those, give me a strength check.
Crap. I am a fierce warrior, but I am not strong. Where's my strength? Yikes. 14.
All right. You pry this gem out, and immediately upon doing so, both turn to stone.
The gem and the tiara?
Yep.
Shit.
What just turned to stone?
It was
I was trying to get the gem out of the center of the tiara, and as I pried it out, they immediately turned to stone. What happens
some
if I
sort of
pop the
magic.
stone back into the tiara?
You pop it back in, and it's still stone.
Crap.
Oh. Well, you done goofed that up.
I'll go put it on top of the helmet that the other guy's wearing.
Okay. You do so.
What else is in our pile of junk again?
When you go to place that tiara on top of the guy with the helmet, the pedestal that it's on sort of sinks down and clicks.
Aha.
Alright. We did something right, or we
Clearly,
did
I have
something
found the
wrong.
trapdoor as I planned.
Nothing seems to happen, but you just hear it click.
That was entirely
Stuff.
intentional.
What else did we get with this?
Put shit on them.
We got the tiara and the shield.
Yeah, so he's messed with the tiara. There's also a crown, a sword, a shield, chimes, and a book.
What are the odds that like these things belong to the statues in some sort of order, and then they make something happen? Like
There's
Probably.
the
a
guy
door
who
at the
looks
end of
like
the
he
room.
should be holding something.
Holding a
maybe he
sword.
holds the sword. Yeah.
So I'll kind of look over at the pile and look at the guy wearing the helmet and the tiara, and look at the pile again, look at the guy with the helmet and the tiara. I'll
Mhm.
take the tiara and the helmet off of him.
Okay.
Does the statue go back up?
So as soon as you pull that off, it clicks again and then slides up, and it's back in its first position.
Somebody come bring the sword over here. See if you can
Yeah,
put it in this
well-
guy's hand.
All right. So he's holding his hand out, and you slot the sword in. And he grasps it, and then immediately upon grasping it, it turns to stone, and he slides down and clicks again.
Is there a statue that looks kind of like a princess or a young woman of royalty?
So you start looking through, and you see there is a statue of a man in armor, holding a sword, but he's like kind of perched
Missing a
down on
shield.
a knee. There is a statue of a person in like long robes, holding a candlestick.
Priest, probably.
There's a person in what looked to be like more ornate robes with one of those weird folded hats on his head. And-
Bishop, maybe.
Yeah,
Perhaps the book.
it looks to be like a religious type hat. And you see another that appears to be like an older gentleman with like a really like well-trimmed beard.
Well trimmed might be the king.
Yeah.
It looks sort of similar to the guy holding the sword, where he's wearing like nice clothing, pretty ornate, looks to be of nobility.
Yeah, might be the king.
Not wearing anything on his head.
But there's not one of a young lady anywhere.
No.
That
So there are
one
6
was to
items,
turn
but 4
you into a
statues.
young lady. No.
I'm a pretty princess.
There,
So
you notice there are 6
yeah.
items, 4 statues.
I think it goes, shield to the knight, the bells to the guy with the candlestick, the crown to the older gentleman, and the book to the preacher guy. Do we all agree?
Well, that would be 5 statues, though.
No, well, you've already done
one of
one.
them.
Right.
So he's
5
So-
saying
statues total.
he's saying like the chimes to the guy in the robes, the book to the priest, and the crown to the kingly looking dude.
Yes. There you go.
Okay. You go and arrange those items. When you go up to the guy holding the candlestick, he has his arm kind of out like that. And you
Oh, he should
slot
be holding the book instead.
You slot
perhaps.
the chimes in, and he holds the chimes. They turn to stone. He
Oh,
clicks
good.
down. The priest is holding his hand kind of out like that more.
We got
We
him
should
flipped.
ask for more questions. Damn it. Okay.
You're able to pull it back out like you did
Okay.
with the tiara.
We'll switch those two.
Okay. So you pull that, clicks back. So you give the book to the guy holding the candlestick.
Yep.
And the chimes to the priest, and slot the crown. Each time you're placing these items, they turn to stone as soon as they make contact with the statue, and they all slot down one by one. And when the last one slots, you're another click, and the door opens at the end of the room.
And what's our last item we have then?
So there
There's
is
a tiara and a shield. Right?
just
We
the
didn't put the
tiara's
shield on
extra.
anybody, did we?
The shield was the kneeling knight, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he specifically said it, but
right. So there was a king, someone holding the book, someone holding the chimes, someone holding the
Sword.
sword.
Was the guy holding the sword the kneeling guy, or was that a 5th guy?
That was a 5th guy that I got confused with. So
oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
If he's
Yeah, because
not
I thought there was a fifth guy, but then you said 4. So
there should be 4, and I got confused when I wrote my notes down. So
Oh, okay.
no, there's
So
Gotcha.
if he's not there, then
Right.
we'll hold on to the shield.
So there's
for
a
now.
shield and a tiara free. The
Okay.
shield turns to stone, and the tiara is already stone.
Oh.
So
Okay.
once all the things have been used, it turns to stone. There appears to be like some sort of illusion thing going on that made them appear to be metal when they were separated from the statues. But as soon as you started like tinkering with it, like when you messed with the tiara, that broke the illusion, and then once all of the statues were slotted down, it broke the illusion on the shield.
So are they going to come to life and murder us now?
Nope.
Oh, good.
They all
so
seem to
before
be
before
standing
we
in place
leave,
still.
before
What's
we
that?
leave the room, I'm gonna take that stone that used to be a gem in the center of the tiara, and I'm
Okay.
just gonna slide the stone in my pocket, and I'm gonna chuck the tiara on the ground.
Okay. You do so.
Did the other door open?
Yep. And then there's a door at the end of the room, slides open, revealing another hallway.
Not the one we came through, right?
Different door.
Different door.
door.
Door at the end of the
Yeah.
room.
The oily snakes. You said they had blue eyes.
Yep.
Were they made of? Were they just like normal eyes? or
Well,
were
they weren't
made of-
oily. They were just like black. It was kind of hard to see.
Sheen,
through
silvery,
dark. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
shiny,
Snake.
iridescent.
Yeah. More of that.
Just making so normal eyes then.
How big are these snakes?
But they were glowing when they were alive.
Hmm.
Blue. They're
That's a
pretty
good
big.
question.
They're like
Anaconda big.
just under that, basically.
Okay.
So
Never mind.
Conrad
they're pretty
usable?
like big around.
They're too big. I don't want to carry that much weight. If
Mhm.
Conrad was here, I would totally make him drag those snakes. But
What if we just burn?
We can drag them on
Like
the way out.
they were big enough to almost conceal the items. Like you could see bits of
yeah,
them.
I'm going to walk over to one of the snakes, and I will go ahead and the one that had its head chopped off. I'm going to just kind of measure out sort of a 1 to 2 foot long section, and just take my axe and cut that section off. Kind of throw that chunk of meat in my knapsack for later.
Okay. You do so. You've got a bit of dungeon snake,
It's kind of like
Delicious.
pork, I bet.
right?
Snake is good. Tiny bones, but snake is good.
Okay.
Shall
let's go
we?
through the door.
Yep. Go through the door. Find another hallway. There's another wooden door at the end of it. And then you come to a room that seems pretty plain, but it's got like a small set of steps leading up to another like platform. And on that platform is a pedestal with a mask that's kind of propped up. It appears to be like almost like porcelain looking mask that's been shattered slightly.
Has anybody got detect magic that they can do to that?
No,
Yeah, I do actually.
you do.
I will detect magic that shit.
Okay. You detect magic, and it is painting. It paints a few schools. It's painting transmutation, abjuration, and evocation.
Oh boy, that's a lot of
Ooh.
things at once.
You see those
I will
all like swirling about, kind of fighting
I
over
will
each other.
approach the porcelain dealy.
Okay.
What happens if I cast mending on it,
If you cast mending on the mask,
Crack.
on the mask?
because you see that's cracked partially.
Yep.
You cast mending, and it sort of sparks at you as you make contact with it. Doesn't seem to do much.
Ah,
You would know
damn.
that mending doesn't typically work on
Magic items.
Yeah, it doesn't typically work on things unless they're like really mundane.
Just a cheap shot.
I'll take
Anything
the
else in this
I'll
room?
take the mask and hold it over my face and say Volo is a toilet man. And then I'll put it in my backpack.
Nope, you don't see anything else in this room. You don't see another door leading out or anything. Just this mask.
And when Volo takes the mask, nothing happens.
So he grabs it, and it feels almost like warm in his hands, and it's got like static almost kind of feeling. It's pretty strange, but it doesn't seem to do anything to you. And you put it back in your pack, and nothing
Thanks for those
happens.
bits, Ultimate Blitz.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Yep, nothing much seems to happen when you grab it.
Alrighty. I think
No
that,
giant boulder rolls down and chases out
No.
of the temple.
You don't hear another click. The pedestal doesn't move.
Well, we weren't just sent here to retrieve, just grab whatever is in there and then bring it back, right?
Yeah, so you were said
Yeah.
take everything that's inside, and you were told this location.
So is this
Okay.
everything?
Perhaps.
If this is a dead end, right, Joe?
Yep, you don't see another door outside of there.
Let's go back and get our movable rod and
Well-
that did I don't know what and leave.
Before we do that, let's search this area for like secret doors or some shit. Like,
Okay.
this seems a little almost too easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll start searching the walls and shit.
Okay.
What do you want for that?
Give me just a awareness check.
No, there's no awareness in this game. Do you want investigate,
Yeah, investigate.
perception? Oh, 21.
All right.
Nice.
So
Jeez.
you start going around the walls. You're feeling, and at the back of the room there is kind of like you notice there's like almost an archway that comes out of the stonework, but there's not a door in it. As you start like feeling around in it, whatever, and you're trying to see if there might be a door there, it seems to almost push in a little bit on one side.
Then I
Oh,
it's
push
like
harder.
is it a rotaty?
Yeah,
Door.
and that happens. So you push in, and it sort of spins out, and now there's
Like,
this wooden-
Hey, you
It's
guys.
like in Last Crusade.
Let's
Indiana
head through-
Jones.
Yeah, let's head through there.
All right.
I'll take the porcelain mask out of my pack, and then I'll say, Volo goes ahead first, and then he'll hand the mask to Morthos.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right,
Head.
gonna put it on.
You do so.
I am not.
It's tingly.
He's gonna put it on someone
It's
else.
minty. I hope it's me.
Conrad, get over here.
So there's
While
like
I'm
a,
sleeping.
Conrad,
a
put
short
this on.
landing, and then it appears to be a staircase that goes down.
Neat. I will descend into
Yeah,
the
I'll follow.
darkness.
Okay.
Before you descend, I'll pat you on the back and go, "You got this," and quietly cast guidance on you as well.
Excellent.
Okay.
I'll head down there, ready
You go
to
down.
fight snakes and a minotaur.
So you go down the stairs. It comes to a small landing, and you're at like similar to the Minotaur room, where you're like on a small stone ledge, I guess, and then it drops a little bit more to floor level throughout the rest of it. It's like a long room with these large pillars, and off of it are hanging these flags and tapestries and things that all look to have been ornate at one time, but they're all kind of decrepit and falling apart at this point. You see like bits of cloth kind of hanging down underneath most of the flags, and most of them are just like the poles, like they've been there for a while. And it appears to be almost like a tomb, I guess, because at the end of the room you see this large coffin that's kind of propped up at an angle slightly.
Uh-oh. Has everybody got their wooden stakes ready?
Volo has a
Enough.
metal stake ready, and he swings his sword around.
Volo, go open that coffin.
Absolutely. And I'll go over to the coffin.
All right.
Well,
As
there's
you're,
no box.
As you're walking through this room too, you do notice that there are a few alcoves that are tucked behind these pillars, each of which has a suit of armor that appears to be
Oh no. We should
not,
probably mitigate those.
stone.
Yeah. As soon as I see them, I'm going to point them out and say, Volo sees more armor. Take their heads off.
Take their damn heads
We
off.
should take all their heads.
And
Yeah.
possibly also their legs and arms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going to
it's not a bad idea.
pulling off some heads and legs.
Okay.
Let's just put all of the limbs in one pile, all of the torsos in another pile, and all of the heads in a third pile.
First,
Sounds
they
good to
took my
me.
legs and they threw them over there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're
Let's
gonna
do that.
distribute their parts throughout the dungeon.
So you make a pile of heads in one corner, pile of the arms and legs in another, and a pile of torsos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You do such. You
Dust
walk up
off
to the
my
coffin.
hands. Head back to that coffin.
Bolo, finish.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna try to move the lid
Yeah,
off
there's
of
like
the coffin.
a large stone lid over this. Appears to be carved ornately.
Does it have some sort of a figure on it of any kind, like a sarcophagus or something?
You don't see like a figure. No, it's more like just a rounded top slightly, and it has some words and etchings written into it.
Are those words that anybody can read?
It looks to be in common. You're able to recognize it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
What do the
Do
words
your reading,
tell
Volo.
us?
Yeah. What do these common words say?
It's
The
mostly
Wednesday
common. So
special is.
it's common. It's kind of a weird dialect. So there's a few words, and the way the letters are written is kind of strange. Seems it's like a almost older form of common.
He's from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It's common.
Got some long vowels mixed in there. It's
Right.
a little weird sounding.
I'll tap it and I'll say there are letters on here. They misspell the word old.
But and it says, "Here lies my daughter. She was taken too early."
Ah,
Someone's
the
daughter is in this
tiara.
coffin.
Probably the tiara.
So I'll go ahead and I'll give that coffin a shove.
Yep.
Just knock it over.
Oh.
Are you trying to move the whole coffin or
Oh no, just the lid.
just the lid? Okay.
Okay.
So you
Just throw up the coffin. Get out of there.
Sleep time is
So-
over.
yeah, give me a strength check to try and move this stone lid off of there.
Don't forget you have guidance, technically,
Ooh.
from earlier.
You do have
This
guidance.
gets you like a D4, I think.
Well, I think I'll just go with the 17. I suspect that'll work.
17 is just barely enough to.
Oh, good.
You like struggle with it almost, but you just kind of get it to budge, and you slot it off, and it falls to the side. And you see inside of it what looks to be a girl wearing these long white robes with kind of a veil over her face, clutching a staff.
Mm.
But they don't look like a corpse. They look to be asleep.
Hmm.
Try and wake her up.
Hello, honey.
Is it tiara time? Are
It
you gonna
might
give
be,
her-
although I threw it
say-
on the floor upstairs.
You go back and get it then.
Damn it.
How else is she gonna have her Sailor Moon transformation?
Oh, for God's sake. She gonna get the pigtails with the balls in the corner.
And I think that's
So-
a good time to go on our first break of the night.
Oh shit! There we go.
Snap.
All right.
All right. So, don't go anywhere. We're just going to take a quick little break here. When we come back, we'll see what they make of the body in the coffin.
We're gonna see what we do with this princess who's been like super roofied.
Napping.
She is zoinked out.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure she'll wake up with a fair amount of blood.
We'll catch you in a few minutes.
A little bit of light
See you
choking
guys in
and
a
some
bit.
bludgeoning. It'll work fine.